How's it going, everybody? Thanks for hanging out. Always appreciate it. I'm Orlando Ruiz Jr. So I want to talk about a film that came out back in 1980, starring Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Kathy Moriarty, Frank Vincent, and this was directed by the great Martin Scorsese, Raging Bull. Great film, one of the greatest, maybe one of the greatest come out of the 80s, maybe one of the greatest of all time. This is definitely one of my favorite films of all time, in fact. If this is on TV, I'm never gonna skip this one. No matter what scene it's on, I'm sitting down, I'm watching it. And, Robert De Niro's performance here as Jake LaMotta is, the stuff of movie gold. He completely loses himself in the part of Jake LaMotta. He plays a really aggressive, abusive type of person who's hard to sympathize for, to be honest. If you want to look for, you know, a good person in there, if you want to, as you're watching the film, I guess there are times where he's sort of acting decent around people and like scenes where he's in public. And, every now and then he does treat a family member with some love, but for the most part, you have to sort of search for those good traits when you watch this guy. The thing about this character is he is very flawed and, an abusive man towards his brother, his younger brother, played by Joe Pesci, towards his wife. And, it's just like watching a train wreck, really, like watching, just a walking disaster throughout the movie. And Robert De Niro completely sells his role as a boxer, especially in the physical aspect. He got really in shape for the boxing scenes. Just watch the film and you'll see what I mean. And also towards the back end of the film, when they depict the the latter end of Jake LaMotta's career, when he gained a lot of weight and he was heavy set. It's a very famous fact that Robert De Niro gained like about 40, 50 pounds for the role. And okay, that's like 2 or 3 times I said that so far. It's been brought to my attention. I'm working on it. Gonna try to work on it. Don't play any drinking games, please. See, don't play any drinking games. Me saying that, because I don't think it's gonna end well for anybody. So gonna try to work on that. Anyways, so this is a film that was shot in black and white, but came out at a time when films were in color, and it really gives the film a feeling of authenticity, considering it does take place in the 40s, and a lot of the boxing scenes. Take a shot. Sorry. A lot of the boxing scenes are, they still hold up. Take another one. To this day. And the documentary feel, really sort of comes through with that style of cinematography that Scorsese has in the ring, in the scenes in the ring. There's a little bit of Steadicam there, I think. I think there's a guy that might have been holding the camera, moving around with the actors, but nevertheless, the fights are beautifully shot. The film is filled with great moments, especially between the two brothers, played by Pesci and De Niro. There's a great scene where De Niro is sort of bullying his brother into making him punch him in the face. And his face is already all messed up from a fight he had recently, and he's got cuts from, getting punched in the head over and over again. And Joe Pesci is just punching him, and he just tells him, harder, harder. And it's a very, there are times when you just feel awkward. This movie has many scenes like that, kind of like in Goodfellas, where usually Joe Pesci was the one making the audience feel sort of nervous and, tense in many scenes. Robert De Niro is the one doing that for the most part in this film. And, Jake LaMotta That's pretty much his character throughout this film. He's a suspicious guy. He doesn't trust his wife and his brother at a certain point. And honestly, I don't want to spoil the film for anybody. I mean, I don't want to spoil the film. I just want to, sort of tell you just enough to sort of wet your beak, but just let you know, if you are familiar with any thing else from Scorsese, as far as, maybe The Irishman, Casino, Goodfellas. This man has made some great films, not just crime films, but, uh, After Hours is a great, comedy that came out in the 80s. The Last Temptation of Christ, is a great biblical film with Willem Dafoe as, Jesus Christ in the part of Jesus. And it sounded like I almost said Jesus Christ. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. In the part of Jesus, Willem Dafoe. Great performance, actually. And yeah, just Scorsese, so talented. He made a family movie, like Hugo, and then like The Aviator, completely different from all this, his like crime movies, and uh, I'm sorry, I just can't help myself. I'm trying. Gonna stop. All right, seriously, I'm not gonna say it. I don't want you guys to drink yourselves to death if you are playing some kind of drinking game. Gonna try and stop that. But yeah, just a great film. Goes without saying. This is 4 stars indeed. The the movie is just beautifully shot. It's perfectly edited, and Scorsese has his films paced in a way that they move along at a very quick pace, as is evident with Goodfellas or Casino. That tradition really, did sort of begin early on in his early work. If you watch Raging Bull, even take a look at Mean Streets or Taxi Driver, all of his films really move pretty quickly from beginning to end. And, do have a lot of moments where they take their time, and we have those moments where we just feel a little nervous, a little tense, because there's a character making everybody else in the room a little uncomfortable. That's Jake LaMotta in this film. He's really the anti-Rocky, and this is not necessarily a happy movie, but it is really entertaining, very entertaining, in fact. And highly recommend this to people that are into Robert De Niro. If you've seen Robert De Niro movies, you know whether he's doing something in the vein of comedy or action or drama. He's a guy that always is believable no matter what he's doing. So, yeah, playing a boxer, he's awesome in this part, and one of my favorite Robert De Niro films, and he deserved his Best Actor Academy Award win for this movie. No doubt about it. This is one of the best movies of the 1980s. And yes, please seek this movie out. This is cinema gold. Yeah, definitely a real treat. There's the hard copy. If you can't find it on streaming, it's out there. Look at this guy. You want to fuck with this guy? Look at that. I ain't gonna fuck with him. So yeah, Raging Bull. Please watch it. Great film. And funny enough, if you are a fan of Scorsese's work, you'll see a certain familiar face in this movie that gets his ass kicked in Goodfellas. In Goodfellas, he was Billy Batts, and funny enough, he gets his ass kicked in this movie too. Kind of a spoiler, kind of a minor spoiler, but I just thought I'd throw it in there to sort of entice people a little bit more. If you want to see this guy and Joe Pesci go at it again, Goodfellas wasn't the first time. It was actually in Raging Bull, and yeah, it's a great scene, actually. One of the best scenes in the movie. And, I hope I didn't give too much away. I didn't really say how it comes out. I just wanted to, let people know, those that know about the Joe Pesci, Billy Batts rivalry from Goodfellas, some of that is in here too. So, and no, he's not playing Billy Batts, no, but it's the same actor. And yeah, he was also in Casino. I believe he played a character based off of Frank Collada, real life wise guy, who was a consultant on the film Casino. So Yes, please watch Raging Bull. If you like great movies, you can't go wrong. And until next time, please be sure to look out for more reviews. If you want to like, please do. You know, if you want to comment, I'd love to. I'd love to answer all my, comments whenever I get the 2 comments that I get every now and then. And, please share. It always helps out the channel, which is just at its birthing stages. And, hit that bell, subscribe. I got way more videos on the way. I got top 10 lists, way more classic movie reviews, a few more modern classics I want to talk about. Some epic lists, I got a top 25 90s films I want to do. So a lot of stuff coming down the pike. So yeah, until then, I'll talk to you guys later, and I'm gonna go to bed. As you can see, I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open. Yeah, so you guys take it easy. God bless.